What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy CJ Nakai here. I am back with another video. Before I continue on with this video, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe, hit those push notifications, and show some love to the channel. Go ahead, repost, show love to some of my clips that I'm going to start reposting on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me right now at CJ in the Cut. Anyways, my previous video that I have dropped recently, I have slanted away from the camera just due to my posture on the way on how I sit. I don't know, it's a little bit more comfortable on the way on how I sat like that, and when I look back at the video, I'm just like, damn, like my face is halfway in, halfway out. Like, look like fucking Two-Face. But anyway, tonight's video, I have the craziest police chases caught on camera. Now, I'm kind of addicted to these types of videos here, so why not just react to more videos? There's nothing wrong with that. So, hey, let's see what this video got.
Craziest police chases ever, and it doesn't get any more GTA than this. His choice of ride has all the fun of a high-speed car chase without the high speed. But when you're wanted by the police, you do what you gotta do.
Bye, have a great time.
That includes stealing a golf cart and leading police on an infuriatingly slow chase through the streets of Los Angeles. While the suspect looked like he was having a great time, his four-legged passenger, not so much.
Oh,
it didn't take long for the police to box him into a gas station parking lot, bringing the subspeed limit felony to a slow-mo ending.
Don't drink, don't do drugs. Be a better person.
When police leave their cars unattended to deal with speeding drivers, opportunistic thieves make their move.
Looks like somebody just stole my vehicle.
This joyrider jumped behind the wheel of a cop car and sped off without the officer even reacting. With the police radio still on, it's like the thief had a narrator to his own car chase. Is that him laughing? Anyway, when the adrenaline finally wore off and he realized he was driving a freaking cop car, he lost his nerve and bailed on foot, eventually trying out a new hiding spot.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie. That's low-key a good spot where to hide, bro, because, like, they'll never suspect it. But he gave himself up, though, right?
Bailed on foot, eventually trying out a new hiding spot.
Okay, yeah. He gave himself up.
If you're getting chased through the streets of LA by a dozen cop cars, people would usually assume you're a criminal. But these guys just wanted to give back to their community. Or at least, that's the story they're sticking to.
Throwing more money out of the car.
That's cash?
Whoa, look at that.
After robbing a downtown bank and speeding off in a black SUV, these brazen philanthropists drove through the city's suburbs, throwing handfuls of cash out the window. While it's not entirely clear if they were trying to spread the wealth with their neighborhood or trying to create a distraction big enough to make their getaway, I'm pretty sure they made some local...
Yo, they screwed themselves over. If I'm a cop, though, yeah, they throwing out more money than I usually make on a yearly salary. Let me just... Yeah, no cameras. 20s on my window.
was very happy. This high-speed chase is about to end in the weirdest way possible. And I'm not talking about the takedown. That was actually a pretty sweet pit maneuver if I say so myself. It's what happens next which has everyone scratching their heads. After surrendering to the police and exiting the car with his hands up, this guy decides the next best option is to start breakdancing?
Oh, okay. Suspect doing some breakdancing here in the middle of the roadway, and he is definitely...
Maybe he thinks a solid windmill will make the officers rethink the charges? Or maybe bro thinks it's a new round and he's back in the Fortnite lobby. Either way, they'll have to go easy on him. They did tell him to get...
Okay, serious question. When you see videos like this of, like, people just doing the most randomest things before getting arrested or tased or pepper spray, do you think that's them? Like, is that them being normal? Are they on drugs? Or they're just weird fucking people? I don't know.
Get down, after all. What did they
Because
expect?
if I'm a cop, I'm gonna just look at the dude.
What
and
happens
like,
when
bro,
you end up
like, you're
chasing a
weirdo.
real-life comic book villain? A scenario which is just as crazy as their on-screen counterpart. When police began pursuing a black sedan through the streets of Santa Monica, little did they know that the passenger was dressed as the Joker. The infamous DC villain taunted the police from the vehicle's sunroof before making a run towards the beach. Maybe he was hoping to go for a swim or disappear into the crowd. But not before he stopped and helped bury and high-five a stranger. Next thing he knew, he was surrounded by cops and 1,000 onlookers. Come on, guys. Why so serious?
Yeah, no, dude, you're
This
weird
officer
for that.
had to check the manual when he spotted a horse and cart traveling with the driver passed out drunk behind the reins.
Hey! Wake up!
I know there's laws against drunk driving, but this is technically an Amish Uber. Obviously, an unconscious driver is an accident waiting to happen, so the police decided to block the road ahead. And after just a quick collision, the poor kid had reckless driving added to his charge of DUI. One question though, can you still call AAA if your horse breaks down?
You could get a DUI over that? That's a horse. I thought a DUI, you could only get a DUI if you're operating a vehicle, not a horse. Or were they just joking around?
When you're already facing time for reckless driving and eluding the police, why not make the most of the chaos and live stream it? Wilfredo Garcia decided to capitalize on his 15 minutes of fame by going live on his ATV with the police hot in pursuit. Was it worth it? Well, his eagerness for likes caught the attention of detectives who, after a quick scroll through Instagram, were able to add a few more felonies to his list.
Bro, people really believe that they're
Everyone
in
gets a guilty
GTA 6,
conscience from
dog.
time to time, but this guy is the absolute king of telling on himself. When this red car got pulled over for speeding, the guy in the passenger seat suddenly felt all eyes on him.
Thank you for telling.
Okay, life hack. I'm glad that they showed this. Okay, so
Pulled over for speeding, the guy in the
when you get pulled over, the cop always touches the back end of your car. So just in case, God forbid, something happened to that police officer, they could track down that car and it would be easier to find you. That's my dad told me that years ago, dude, and I recently got pulled over about a month or two. And I got some BS ticket, and I'm looking at the officer, and she went behind my car to go ahead and touch it, and I'm like, dude, like that's really a protocol. I don't know.
passenger seat suddenly felt all eyes on him.
Thank you for telling me who you are this time. Last time you didn't.
Oh, that was you?
That was me. Why is he running? He doesn't even have a warrant.
Even though he wasn't the one being interrogated, he suddenly got the urge to bail and run for his life. Our paranoid shirtless friend Roberts obviously had a reason to run.
You know what I was going to do? I was going to have you drive her car. Because you got a valid license, bro.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
And when cops finally caught up to him, he got a possession charge for his troubles.
Bet that's meth, ain't it?
Sure.
How stupid.
You really told on yourself, dude. Bro, you could have just drove off free, bro, but all right, man. All right.
Dude, I was going to let you drive the car.
Hey, you
How
can tell
fast
that
is
officer is a
too
cool
fast
dude.
for a scooter? These police officers had to do a double take at their speedometer when they clocked an e-scooter at more than 62 miles an hour down a busy Australian freeway. When challenged, the scooter rider decided to run for it, diverting into a bike lane to escape. His excuse for the erratic driving? He was late to his job. I guess you gotta admire his work ethic.
Hey, them scooters are fun
From
to
the
ride,
dash
though.
cam
I'm not
footage,
gonna
this
lie.
just looks like your average white sedan cruising through the suburbs. This car wasn't speeding, it didn't cross over into oncoming lanes, so what's the problem? Well, after a long joyride through the neighborhood, the vehicle finally stopped, and officers were absolutely dumbfounded by who was behind the wheel.
And before driving back home, this is what it looked like when he got into the driveway.
They'll never find me under the bed. How do you stop a vehicle that can literally drive over a cop car? Answer: you wait till it runs out of gas. When Joshua Yabin was looking for a ride home, he chose an M577 armored personnel carrier and drove it straight out of the gates of Fort Pickett.
What the is going on?
Police could really only follow from a safe distance as the literal tank ripped through the streets of Virginia on a high-speed joyride. Eventually, the rampage came to an end with Joshua arrested for driving a tank under the influence.
Fam, you're driving a freaking tank under the influence, bro? Oh, hell no. Bro, where do people get this type of stuff, bro? What the hell?
What's the best way to pick up a country girl? A tractor. At least that's what this guy thought when leading the police on a low-speed chase through the sticks. As it turns out, tractors seem to be a quite popular getaway vehicle, although you aren't losing the cops anytime soon. After being pulled over and told to stand with his hands by his sides, the officer returned to his car to write him a ticket. Leaving the suspect without handcuffs was the officer's first mistake. His second was not paying attention. In a blink of an eye, he was off, and so was the chasing officer, only for the suspect to double back for a heroic escape. And while he didn't make it very far, I'm sure this cop will be more careful next time. They say that senior citizens are a liability on the road, and this very sweet grandma is no exception. But instead of peering over the steering wheel of a 1960s Volvo, this grandma was behind the wheel of a mobility scooter. It was clear to everyone that she might be a little lost, but despite the offer of help from a police officer, she was determined to find her way home herself. Now only if she could remember the address.
So the officer didn't want to take the poor sweet lady off of the scooter and just give her a ride home. Do a background check, find out the last name, find out relatives, see if she has a cell phone on her. By the way, on how this camera quality looks, bro, this really looks like early 2000s. Cause I'm not gonna lie, dude. Who the hell
might be a
lives
little
in
lost, but
places
despite
like
the offer
anymore? Jesus Christ, bro. This looked like where they filmed Napoleon Dynamite, dude. Oh my God.
Of help from a police officer, she was determined to find her way home herself. Now only if she could remember the address.
Honest question about old people. Trying to see it on the nicest way on how I could ask this question. Because I had my situations dealing with old people where it takes a lot of patience to take care of them. And now these days, I'm kind of in the mindset to just look at
Emma was
something
behind
like
the wheel
this
of a mobility scooter. It was clear
and
to everyone
just
that she
not
might be a
bother to
little
help,
lost,
bro.
but despite the offer of help from a police
and just not bother to help. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could ask that question. I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut.
officer, she was determined to find her way home herself. Now only if she could remember the address. This police chase isn't your average felony pursuit. The fugitive in question stole a police car and was being pursued down a freeway by police SWAT teams and a canine unit. They were eventually able to pull the pit maneuver on the fleeing vehicle. But here's where it gets interesting.
Bro, that's like, what is that? 1, 2. I'm seeing 7 dudes aiming. Oh, nah, hell no, dude. They ready to gun your ass down.
Should have been a fairly standard takedown and arrest. Took a hilarious turn as the officers closed in.
He got away?
Despite the attention of more than a dozen officers and a police dog, the criminal was able to escape by stealing another police car. Someone should...
Bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. Dude, that's like 8, 9 cops ready to gun his ass down, and he still got away? Police dog and everything?
The criminal was able to...
Nah, that's definitely poor training, dude. These officers must have gotten suspended or
Escaped by
something.
stealing another police car. Someone should really remember to take the keys out of the ignition. It turns out that you don't have to be a criminal to have beef with the police. This officer turned up to investigate a report of a cow on the sports field, and instantly the stakes were raised. But tuning his inner cowboy, the police officer eventually was able to corral the belligerent bovine into a fenced enclosure. If only that solution worked. You know that saying, charging like a bull at a gate? It works for cows too. Drink driving laws state that you can't be in control of a vehicle while under the influence. Apparently, that also applies to motorized suitcases as well.
Chelsea, look at me. Chelsea, look at me. Chelsea, look at me.
When this woman tried to board a plane in Orlando, she was refused on the basis of her intoxication. The resulting altercation led to a short pursuit through the terminal and Chelsea's eventual arrest.
Chelsea, babe. Did you spit at me? She's done. She's done. She spit at me. Chelsea, you are under arrest for transferring back now. Chelsea, you're under arrest for transferring back now. Do not resist. Do not resist.
The result of her charge? A $300 fine, and she's not allowed to operate a suitcase for 6 months.
We're gonna go in the car nice and easy, all right?
Operate a suitcase? I'm not gonna lie. Drunk people, you definitely need a lot of patience with drunk people, especially a police officer, dude. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, but if you spit on me though, God, all hell is breaking loose, dude. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't do spit. I don't do vomit. I don't do shit. I don't do pee. I don't do none of that, bro. If any of that touches me, bro, all hell is breaking loose. No promises that it's gonna look pretty.
Did you spit at me? She's done. She's done. She spit at me. Chelsea, you are under arrest for transferring back now.
I'm not gonna
Chelsea,
lie,
you're under arrest for
hanging
transferring back now.
a hangover
Do not resist.
on a plane.
The result of her charge? A $300 fine, and she's not allowed to operate a suitcase for 6
Bro,
months.
how
We're gonna go in the car
embarrassing.
nice and easy, all right?
But being hungover
Why is a police
on a
car
plane,
chase
though?
not a police car chase? When the fugitive does donuts instead of trying to get away. This guy doesn't seem to care that he doesn't have a 4-wheel drive. He's found his
Being
home in the sand,
hungover
leaving
on
the
a
police
plane?
in the dust.
That
Eventually, his
really
cockiness
must have
gets the
hurt.
better of him, and this car chase comes to a crashing conclusion. Not all police chases are adrenaline-filled, white-knuckle rampages. Sometimes you get a pursuit that even a snail would have a fighting chance in. For more than 2 hours, police followed the suspect from their patrol cars, even though they probably could have gotten out and walked faster. Why this chase never got above 30 miles an hour, we'll never know. But at least he doesn't have a speeding charge added to his rap sheet. What do you do when you run out of gas and need to get somewhere in a hurry? How about load up your saddle and head down the freeway on horseback? That's exactly what Adams Hollingsworth did on Chicago's I-94. Flanked by more than a dozen cops, the colorful cowboy and his ride broke into gallop for several miles before finally coming to his senses. When asked why he didn't pull over straight away, he had only one answer.
There's a snake in my boot.
The key to any good escape
Yo.
plan is knowing where all exits are. This guy had the right idea, but his execution could use some work. Where are you going? While his plans might have gone out the window, he certainly didn't. They say the
YN,
best
bro.
place to hide is right in plain sight. And what a better way to test this theory than right in the middle of a police pursuit, hiding in between a parked car and a fence. This fugitive couldn't believe his luck when the cops walked straight past him, completely
I
oblivious.
remember seeing this off of Instagram. I do remember this video.
The fact he was just a few feet away. Reporters and news helicopters circling above desperately tried to make contact with the dumbfounded police on the ground. Even after the tip-off, it was a miracle they actually found him.
Wow. And they haven't seen him yet. This is unbelievable. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
This police chase started out like any other, swerving in and out of lanes, narrowly missing other cars. This was a criminal with zero intention of stopping. But even as police retreated to a safe following distance, life was about to throw this suspect a curveball. Instead of giving up to the cops who were closing in, this man saw his chance and made the ultimate escape. Something tells me he doesn't have a ticket though. Sometimes even innocent people get dragged into high-speed pursuits, like the passengers of this limo, the driver of which is on a suspended license and running from the cops. Reaching speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour, the
In a fucking limo?
strain was eventually too much for the luxury stretch vehicle, with the transmission giving out in a puff of smoke. Unable to continue driving forward,
Dumbass,
the petrified
bro.
limo driver did what any normal person would do in this situation. Drive backwards? The reverse police chase went on for another few minutes before the driver misjudged the turn and backed into a tree.
Wait, hold on. Yo,
Driver
I'm not gonna lie. Bro,
Continue driving forward. The
props to the driver. So, you're driving 150 miles in a limo on the highway, passing speeding cars, passing all these police officers and everything. Your transmission
limo driver
breaks,
did what any normal person
and they're backing out of the
in
highway.
this situation. Drive
They
backwards.
get onto the
reverse
main
police chase
roads,
went on for another few minutes before the driver misjudged the
then
turn
gets into the neighborhood,
and backed into a tree.
and then crashes. That's a better driver than me. Shit. I don't even think I
most
could do
chases
that.
begin and end behind the wheel, one of these wanted armed robbers has a hidden skill up her sleeve that will help her make a sneaky getaway. After hitting speeds of 95 miles an hour through residential
fuck?
streets, the duo's luck had seemingly run out. Unable to shake the cops, they ditched the car in a back alley and made a run for it. After scaling a fence and leaping from building to building, it's pretty clear she isn't just a petty crook. She's a parkour pro.
Oh, that's not good for the roof.
Unlucky
Damn.
for her, though, the eyes in the sky captured her every leap, resulting in the pair being cornered on the roof of a shed. At least they got one last romantic hug.
Oh, there we go.
What's the best getaway vehicle you
Okay,
can think
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you have ever done a high speed, no, nobody's stupid enough to do that now these days. The people that have been doing the high speed chase before, and that's being chased by a helicopter, you guys are absolutely stupid because you guys can't outspeed a helicopter because it has a bird's eye view on you. So the fact that she was just doing all this parkour shit, it was completely pointless. Like, you weren't gonna lose a helicopter.
of? A Bugatti? Lamborghini? Well, what about one that police are too terrified to follow? This criminal had the genius idea of stealing the world's most unfollowable ride. A fully loaded lumber truck.
Ah, hell no.
At first, the truck-stealing criminal was a local hero, even getting high fives from enthusiastic onlookers.
That one guy, he just gave him a high five. Unbelievable.
Things became heated
Hell
when sparks
no.
from an exposed wheel rim caused the lumber to ignite, engulfing the rear of the truck in flames. With toxic smoke and
Okay.
a flaming cargo that frequently spilled
Alright,
onto
now
the road,
that's
police
crazy,
had to
bro.
wait for their moment. Thankfully, they got their chance, and a lucky shot from an officer would be the undoing of this car chase from hell.
Hey, look, you can see one running up to the cab there. No, I think he's firing.
Oh, he's
This
shooting
dude
at
has
him
played
now?
way too much Tony Hawk and not enough GTA. After crashing his car, this guy grabs the next best mode of transportation he can find, a longboard. The only problem is, he isn't great at riding it. And in no time at all, cops and a good Samaritan have him cornered and cuffed. And while this good citizen may have helped bring one criminal to justice, sometimes you end up helping them escape. When this stolen Ford Mustang ran out of gas on the freeway, the criminal behind the wheel thought his days were numbered. Pushing the car onto the off-ramp, he was joined by a friendly stranger who just wanted to lend a hand. Oh, is that sweet? Aiding and abetting. Maybe if you knew the cop...
See, I try to be a nice person, but I do think of situations like this where it's like you don't know the person that you're helping. So if when I see people like this on the road, obviously I don't think of them being a criminal to begin with. It's just that I'm not going to take my time out and going to help them. But damn, I feel bad for this dude though.
Cops were on the way, he
Please
wouldn't have
don't
been
tell me
so
he got
generous.
arrested.
After a few minutes pushing uphill, the shirtless criminal decides he's had enough, running away and making a beeline for 7-Eleven instead. I wonder if he even said thank you. This guy's either the coolest criminal ever, or the police department needs some serious funding.
That's a nice color though. Golly.
After officers called off a pursuit due to excessive speed, this guy simply parked his car and walked away as though nothing ever happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found the real-life Trevor Phillips. It's not every day police have to chase down a stolen forklift through suburban streets, especially one driven by a 12-year-old kid.
Oh, okay, that was on my previous
This preteen badass led cops on a wild goose chase through Michigan. Legend has it, he's still driving. From someone who takes 3 attempts.
Okay, guys, that's it. It's hella late right now. I'm a little bit tired. But anyways, make sure y'all go ahead and like. Again, if y'all are new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit them push notifications. Please show love to the channel. Make sure you guys share my profile onto your IG, onto your Facebook, to the social media, whatever you guys use. And let's keep it rolling. On to the next video. Let's get it.